Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another tutorial. Today we're going to be doing some hidden paper clips that are double layered. So this is my rough prototype. I've done these before, just strictly being a paper clip and a lot smaller, but I wanted to go ahead and try and add some other elements like a pocket and a tuck. So let me grab my piece of paper here and show you what I mean. So we've got a pocket here. I didn't put a pocket on the back, probably just do some cluster or something on the back, the other side, but we've got a pocket here, and then we've also got a pocket in here. So this is folded, so I'm having trouble, but a pocket in here, right there. So we're gonna do it together, guys. I've got two different sizes just because of the digitals that I picked and the direction of them, because I would recommend that you select an image that is not directional. So you can see here I've got that beautiful blue paper. This is from the Snow Fairy kit from Kleblot Creations. I'm working on the Winter Journal #2. And so again, this is a rough one. I'll just put this one in my reference journal. I'll probably decorate it up a little bit, put something in the pocket and in the side just so that it represents what I was going after in this video. So I've got all my supplies out. I've got my Fabri-Tac, my Bearly Arts circle punch if I want to create a little divot, quarter rounder in case I want to round the corners on one of these, and my ink. So let's go ahead and get going. So you can see here just by looking that one is smaller than the other. So this is the one that I altered because of the images that I picked. So we'll do that one second and we'll talk about that a little bit. I couldn't prepare everything for this one because I don't know how everything's going to fold up because I didn't make it based on my prototype. So we'll do that together. So this one, basically what you have here is you have your top piece, which is, pardon me, which is this piece, is going to be narrower, and obviously the full length is going to be shorter because it's going to be folded in half, and then this piece, the bottom piece, is going to be bigger. So that's what I'm talking about here. So this is our top piece, and this is our bottom piece. You do want to have an image on the back because parts of it will show. So I just automatically print on the back. You could obviously, if you don't make a practice of printing on the back, you could stencil on the back or whatever, just so that it's not completely white if that's not preferable to you. So let me take a quick drink here. My apologies, I'm getting over being sick again. So basically what you're going to do, and these are just the bits, we'll talk about these in a minute. These are the bits that are going to fit in the pockets and stuff. We don't need those right now. So as per my commitment, I'm letting you know what I'm using, and you can look at the supply list and click on those if you want to specifically look at what I'm using today. Snow Fairy Tale from Kleblot Creations, and I use the Hobbit Blue Winter from Liana Scraps. So I'm going to set that up there. So the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and take this piece of paper, which I've already cut down per my directions. The base piece, which is this one, is 10 inches long and 3.5 inches wide. So let's go ahead and fold that in half. And I'm specific about which side I want to be out. So in this case, I want the darker one out because it is the base, and that will make more sense. Oh, this is not even. This is not even, Steven. What? Okay, well, we might have to trim up a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. I'd give this top area a good crease. So see how we've got a little bit of an overhang there. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off here. Oh no, I did that wrong. Oh, I did that wrong. I folded that wrong. Okay, because I wanted a pocket. I think we'll continue. The original one that I did, this measurement, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, this frustrates me. I am so sorry, you guys. We're going to leave it as is because I don't want to confuse you, but in the prototype I measured this piece out and I actually folded up this from the length and then I folded it in half. So we're not going to be able to follow the prototype exactly. I mean, I could go like this, which would make this shorter. And I don't want to do that. So we'll put a pocket on it separately. I am so sorry, you guys. Goodness gracious. So that's, oh no, the base doesn't have a pocket. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, so then basically what I did here is I went like this, okay? But I did not follow my prototype. I did not follow it. So we're going to have to manually put the pocket on. I am so bummed about that. So take your skinny part, your smaller part, and fold that in half as well. And my cutting was not very good today. I'm not sure what happened there, but this one is also a little bit off. So let me just trim that up. Not that you guys would have known based on the prototype what how I actually formed it, but the idea was I took a longer strip and I made the pocket out of it by folding one end up and then folding the whole length in half. So, but again, it does not matter one bit. It's just basically we're going to add a piece to this instead. So that's the base. I'm going to try to figure out what I want. Yeah, I think that's okay, just like that. So there we go. So I do want to round the corners, but I don't think I want to round the top corners like I did on the prototype. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then we'll do our little pocket. Boy, the best laid plans, don't you know? I don't want to steer you wrong though and start over or try to alter it, because I think that I find that people get frustrated by that. So we're just going to proceed on. And then I'm just going to grab a scrap off to my left here and see if we can make a pocket out of this, which we should be able to, which is going to go on this one, which we can use the back side. Ooh, that's quite lovely because we got that dark bottom on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark that and cut it really quick. I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to turn it over so I can see my line though. So I don't have to bring the trimmer over, so I'm just going to make a line here. Okay, and just cut that. Feeling lazy today. I got the last round of the crud from our students, you know, so it just is what it is. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and round the corners on this just so that it matches kind of with the base a little bit. You know, it's okay that things don't turn out the way that you plan, and I'm actually going to raise this up. I think I would like that kind of double layered look, which I'll show you here in a second after we ink it up. That's going to make more sense. So, and again, guys, I'm imperfect. I am not, you know, I'm an artist, I am a creator, but I am imperfect, and I do the best that I can, and sometimes I can sit here and plan a project, and then when I go to make it happen, things don't always work out, and that's the way it goes. So if that's not your jam, I would encourage you to find a channel that meets your needs, because I don't want to be a barrier for anyone in their creative journey. And I know that everybody has different needs in terms of their creative journey. So I'm going to go ahead and ink all this up, and I will be right back. Okay, I think we're nice and inked up. So let's start by putting this pocket on before, oh, I just love the way that looks. I actually like it better than the prototype. We've got a little bit of crookedness going on here. What's that? Deal with that. I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and put the pocket on. I'm just going to use my Barely Arts glue, or any white glue would do, and I'm just going to go ahead and go around the sides and the bottom. So I'm not at my best today, but I'm still showing up. You know what I say. You know, be the person in the arena. Show up, even if you're not at your best. It's okay. Okay, so there we go. So there's our little front, okay? And then, oh, I neglected to, oh, I need to straighten this one before we move on here. I just folded that completely wonky. And I'm going to go ahead and round these edges. Should have inked this one up before, but it's gonna be a pretty reasonably long length video here. So let's go ahead and ink this up. So what are you guys up to? Let's just chat a bit. Are you guys still in winter weather? We are in normal northwest weather, lots of rain, and you know, kind of warmish temperatures. We're definitely not in the freezing category, which we don't tend to live there very much. Our weather is pretty moderate. So yeah, I'm just curious like what you guys are experiencing, where you're at, if you want to share. Okay, so let's talk about what's next. So this actually sits on here, if you didn't already figure that out from my wonky directions so far. This sits on top of here, like so. Oh, that's so pretty. Love it. Love it. Okay, why is that edge so crooked? Just not a good fold at all. But you know what? As I say, perfection is not at play in the studio. So there you go. So now we can get on to the important part, which is the paper clip. So basically what I do is I have a kind of an X-Acto knife pen, which creates a really finite cut. But basically what you want to do is on your small piece, you want to go ahead and turn it over, well, or you could do it from the front side, and you're going to make a slit for your paper clip. Now I'm going to be using a small paper clip because I'm going to be utilizing some of the space in here for a side pocket. So that's why I'm going to use a smaller paper clip. Usually I would use a larger 2-inch. But so I'm just going to put this up here just for you guys to visually see how much of a slit you need. You want the paper clip to be able to fit in it. So I'm just going to cut a line here. I like to make it a little bit wider than the paper clip in case it's not even spaced here. So that is that. And then I like to ink that because you get that white core showing. And then you basically put your paper clip on the base piece. So again, this is the top, this is the base. Put your paper clip on here with the long side on the back, like that. And then just kind of try to center it. So we're going to fudge it a little bit when we put this on. So then you're going to slide that in and just slip it over that piece. And see how it's not even side to side. So we're going to push it over. Okay, we're going to push it over until it looks a little bit more even. That looks better. That looks a lot better. So there we go. And I am leaving the paper clips sticking up more than I normally would because again, I'm trying to have less paper clip under here because I want to make a tuck spot. So now you're going to lay this down, okay, and you're going to open this up, okay. And we're going to put glue just from the bottom of the paper clip line over. And we're not going to go all the way to the edge. I made that mistake on my prototype because see how some of this is going to be, it's only going to be there. In fact, let's just do that. Let's make a glue line right here with my pencil on both sides. Whoops. Pencils are wonderful. Okay, so our glue line is going to be right there. So can you guys see that? So we're going to fill that up with our Fabri-Tac. And again, the reason is I want to use this space for a pocket. So I'm hoping that's making sense to you guys. So we're going to just I don't go too heavy on this part, but where the paper clip is, I do really, really put a lot of glue to hold that paper clip in place. Okay, and then we're going to fold this over, and then I like to pick it up again and just see if it's still even. Okay, looks pretty good. So then I'm just going to give that a good push. Okay, and I'm going to just, while that's setting, I'm going to erase the pencil line on that base because I can see it. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad at all. Okay, so we're going to let that sit because we don't want to fiddle with that too much. Now we're getting some glue ooze over the top, but that's all right. Okay, and then down at the bottom, without affecting this, I can kind of lift this up and put a little bit of glue here on the bottom edge of this to make the bottom, to make the side tuck there. Okay, I'm going to put that down, give that a good push. Okay. Now again, I only put a pocket on the front, not on the back. I mean, we could put it on the back since we had to cut a piece anyway, but I think I'm going to stick with what I did on the prototype and kind of use this as an opportunity to do like a cluster or something on the back of this. I will decorate them off camera. So there we go. So this one needs to also be glued down. So you're gluing both sides of the inside of this. Now this, you have less. I didn't even realize that before because this is the longer side. Interesting. So see how we've got more sticking down than, because that's the long side of the paper clip. It's okay. We just make our glue line a little bit lower. I'm not going to mark it this time. I'm just going to go over and I'm just eyeing that edge of the top piece that's going to fold down, and then kind of just down and over. So that's why I was trying to figure out why my little piece wasn't fitting in my other one. It's because there's not as much space on the back side as there is on the front side because of the paper clip. So we're going to go ahead and push that down as well. Give it a good press. Let that sit a bit. Okay. While that's drying, let's go ahead and look at our pieces that are going to go on the inside, or that are going to be tucked in. So these are the pieces I was thinking would stick into the side tuck. Let me get rid of this ugly matte foam. There we go. That's better. So these two pieces are going to go into the pocket, the side tuck. But I'm probably going to have to alter one because now I can realize that it is probably going to be too big. So I'm going to set that one aside because it'll be easier to trim that one to be shorter than it would be to trim our girl. So I'm going to go ahead and round the corners on this and ink it up, and then I'll be right back. Okay. So feeling like this is probably good enough to stick in here. So basically what we have is we can slide that in, and because we're going to put a tab on it, we can have it sticking out a little bit. So I went ahead and inked up a tab as well. These are images from the kit. They are the journal pages from the Snow Fairy Tale kit, but I just did them 2 to a page, so I got a little bit of a smaller image. So I'm just going to attach this whale tail tab on there and go ahead and glue that. Okay, yay, I love this so much. Okay, we're gonna just put that on there. I'll probably put an eyelet on there and a little bit of seam binding or something to give it a little bit of interest. So that will slide in this front pocket, and as you can see, it will stick out a little bit, which is going to be perfect. So let's work on the stuff that's going to go in the pocket. I believe I already trimmed this down. This is from the Hobbit Blue Winter from Liana Scraps, and I believe that will fit right there. Yep. Oh, she's too tall though. I didn't even look at the height. She might be just slightly too wide. It's easier or better to have it be a little bit smaller and not struggle so much. I'm liking the rounded look, so I'm going to go ahead and round this. This is already ready to go, and I will be right back. So again, I may do some further embellishing, but this little princess lady is going to slip right in there. Oh, I guess she is okay, not too tall. She's going to slip in there. I'm not going to leave her in there because that pocket glue might still be a little bit wet. And then this one as well, both of them are from that Liana Scraps kit. So there's our little bits for the pocket, and then this is our little bit for the front pocket. So it's just going to stick in there just perfect. It could probably take a couple of them if you wanted to put another one in there. And then on the other side, this is the one where we might have to fudge it a little bit because, oh no, it didn't stick. Oh, we didn't glue it. I need to glue the bottom here. Oh my goodness. Oh, and that's very, very crooked and a lot of landscape I'm taking for that glue. I'm just going to get an idea what we have to work with here though. Oh, we're okay. We're okay. So let me go ahead and ink this one up, and then we'll move on to the other one where I did alter the size of I altered the dimensions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Got a foggy brain, so my apologies. Perfecto. So that's going to slide in there, and I think we've got room. Look at that. We've got room. Yay. But I'm not going to leave the stuff in the pockets again because you can have tacky glue still, and that can be a problem. So we're going to pop those back out, and we're going to move on to the next one. So this is the one we altered the dimensions. It's going to be the same exact process. So this base piece is 4 inches by 9 1/4, and then the top piece is 3 1/2 by 8 1/4, and that's unfolded size. And again, we're not going to do that foldy pocket thing. I didn't think of it. Hopefully I have a scrap over here I can use. I think I do, to have a pocket, and maybe we'll do a pocket on the front and back of this one. So you can see that this one is wider, and that's because it's going to be shorter. So I thought I would make up the difference by just making it a little bit wider. So I'm going to fold both of these pieces in half. Looks like my cutting is a little bit better. There we go. So I'm going to cut the other one. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and ink these up as well, and then we'll be back. You can see that I did put some image on the back just in case that shows. I don't know what's going to show at this point. So as I've mentioned, I always print on the back of all my digitals just because I don't like to think about it or miss it and then have to stop what I'm doing and print on the back. So at this point you could decide what you wanted to be front and back on this. I'm actually, I originally had it going, I guess they're pretty much the same. But I couldn't recall. I think I like it like that. I like that brown on brown, and then the back has got a little bit of the blue, or the other side rather. So I did decide, as you can see, to round all the edges of this. We are crooked again. I'm not sure what is the deal with that, but perfection is not at play in the studio. So I also like the flowers are just gorgeous, but I really wanted that metal work. I thought that was really pretty, and so I think I'm going to go like that. Doesn't matter, guys, you can reflect on it and decide what you want. This crookedness is bothering me though a lot, so I'm not sure what that's about. So let's just trim it up, fix it up. Sometimes I get in a hurry when I'm just cutting the pieces preparing for the video, so my apologies for that. So there is our base, a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get a piece for the pocket here. And I've got some of this paper, which I think would be really pretty, to just accent that blue with, this part with a little bit of the blue. So I'm going to go ahead and just line that up there. And I'm going to make a pencil mark here, and I'm just going to turn to my printer or my cutter and cut this. Oh, actually there's a piece already here. Should we use that? I think we should just use that. It's already cut. I'll have to trim it off a little bit, but why not? Why just try to reinvent the wheel here? So I'm just going to cut that, trim that piece off. looks even, right? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and round the corners on this because we rounded this and that would look kind of strange. Okay, let's go ahead and cut a thumb notch if you want one. You don't have to do a thumb notch, but I like them. About right there. I love being able to bring up some of that blue here because I think that this looked a little bit too contrasty to me from this to this. Not contrasty, but it didn't seem like maybe it was going to make it look like it went together. So let's go ahead and do our little pocket, glue our pocket on. So I'm just going to go around the sides and the bottom. And again, I'm going to raise it up from that bottom edge a little bit just because I like that peeking out. So we're going to just plop that right there. Looks great. It's a little bit bigger. It's a lot bigger actually. So if you look at the size of our first one width-wise, it's considerably wider. It's a good 1/2 inch wider, which is okay. You guys can decide what you want it to be. So now I think we're ready for our paper clip. Oh, we wanted to do a pocket on the back, didn't we? Or don't we? I think I'm not going to do a pocket on here. I like what this is looking like, so we'll do a cluster on the back off camera. So let's go ahead and work on our paper clip. I'm going to bring my foam back, my ugly foam. And if you want to, you could actually measure this and figure out what your center is. I like to do that with my zero gravity ruler, so I just kind of set this on here and find my center this way. So it looks like we're about right there. So our center would be here. Okay. Whoops, just broke it. And you could also just leave the zero gravity ruler right there and go ahead and just make your cut right here. And be sure that you've got it completely in the center of this top piece. Okay. Like so. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. So now you're going to put your paper clip on the base piece. And again, we're using small paper clips just because of the fact that we want to make pockets and such with our internal space on the base. So we're going to slip that on and we're going to plop that on there as well. Let that paper clip slide through there, and then you can see we're uneven, so we can fudge it over a little bit just by wiggling a little bit. Okay. That looks a lot better. Okay. So we're going to pull that paper clip up a little bit more. And it makes it, you could put a dangle on this, you could put some seam binding on it, so we'll see what I end up doing off camera. I'm not sure. Love it. Oh, did this get inked? I don't think that got inked. Hold on. We need to ink that and make sure it's nice and grungy and separated from the base is what I'm after here. It was not a good plan there. Okay. Easily fixed. So there we go. We're in like Flynn. Love it. Okay. So again, we're going to go ahead and flip this up. And we're only going to put glue from here in. Okay, so where this meets in on both sides. You could use your white glue. I just like the Fabri-Tac because I can move it if I need to move it as I'm doing this, if I get it off. Okay. And again, I'm just focusing on the outside a little. Oh, I just put more. I put it too far over after I said that. Just going to wipe that with my finger. Pay attention. Do as I say, not as I do. A little extra glue there over the paper clip. And then we're going to go ahead and close that up. Pick it up. Adjust if it needs to be adjusted. It looks pretty darn good. Okay. Give that a good press and let it let it set. Okay. We can go in here pretty safely, flip this up, put a bead of glue down here on the bottom. Kind of hard to do at that angle. Give that a press, okay? Let's go ahead and turn it over and do the same on this side. You really try, when you create an ephemera piece, try to think about all the ways that you can alter it, all the ways that you can provide additional accents or additional places to tuck things, similar to what we've done here. Now, again, as I mentioned, I was not able to cut these. I didn't know how much space I'd have here because it wasn't the same measurements as my prototype. So I know that my pocket is probably going to be from here. Well, I want to cut some off of each end so I get that decoration. I'm just going to cut by hand here and see how I do. Sometimes I do okay, sometimes I don't. And we need to cut off some at the top. And then we're going to test it and see if that's going to go in there. Yeah, that's too tall, so we'll cut some more off of, let's cut a little bit more off of each side so that it's a little evenish. Kind of a smaller journaling card type of thing here. It's okay. We can stick this in the cutter and get it even too, so that's more like it. So we're going to go ahead and make it that size. And oh, it's not, I could have gone longer though, width-wise, so I didn't think about that. So I'm just going to hop over here and see if this is fairly even. It is completely even. That was amazing. That was amazing. So I'm going to grab my whale tail tabs over here because I did not prepare these either, just because of the size changes. So I'm just going to find one that looks like it would work. I cut all these from scraps from the kits I was working with as I've been working with them. So let's go ahead and go with this one. Go ahead and put this on, ink it up. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the base here as well after I round the edges. You don't have to round things if you don't like to, but I thought it would be nice and different. So we're going to go this way so it's longer. Well, obviously, because it wouldn't fit the other way. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. Put your thinking cap on. My thinking cap is drowned in Dayquil. So here we go, and that's going to slide in there just similar to our other piece, just like that. Can stick out a little bit. And so that's good. Again, we're not going to leave it in there because we could have glue that's wet. So I thought we would use these little people here. They are a little bit tall-ish for our pocket. That's probably not going to work. How about this? Can we use this girl? Yeah, let's use her to go in this pocket. So I'm going to trim off these edges because we need it to be a little bit narrower. So since I did so well before, I'm gonna try it again. I do need to go eat something though shortly. Feed the cold, you know. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, she's a little tall still. Little tall. Let's round her edges. You could make these tag shapes. You could do whatever you like. I'm just working with what I have here in my stash. I I believe that these are backed with, now that I'm looking at it, they're backed with some background pages from the Silent Christmas kit, which is also from Kleeblot Creations. Oh, I love that. That was a good choice. So I may add an eyelet or something to that, or a whale tail tab or something, but let's go ahead and do something for the back pocket. So that's this side. So I thought we could use this lady. So let's see, she can be that wide, so we don't need to cut the length, or the width rather, but we do need to account for the paper clip. I can feel is about right there, so we're going to have to cut some off the top. So let's go ahead and just mark that, and then I'll just turn to my cutter here. So I'm going to make a mark about there. So I'm going to bring this over here. Sorry, I keep moving this around. Just doing it the lazy way here, and then I think we'll be good about right here. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'd bring the cutter over, but the desk is very full around me. Okay, I love that, and I love that we're able to keep this. So let's go ahead and round the corners on this, and we will be just about done. This was a fun project. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to round those edges. I'm going to leave them like they look like a book, just to be different. I think that's what it actually is. I think that she maybe took pictures of a journal that she did, because a lot of her pages look like they're pictures of the side of a book, you know, like the pages, which is really cool. I'm not sure what the story is behind that, but I think it's pretty cool. So let's find one more whale tail tab, and I just kind of look for colors that correspond with the image that I'm working with. So let's just fish through here and see. A lot of these are pretty plain. Oh, that one would be really pretty. Probably going to have to cut some more for this journal, because I'm just getting started with the Winter Wonder 2 journal, other than any ephemera that we created for it during the Winter Journal 1 process. So, and again, if you're interested in, I think I mentioned it in the flip through for the other one, if you're interested in this journal, it will also be for sale, so you can contact me. My contact information is always below in the description box in case you're interested. I try to ink the center of these if I think about it, if they're not printed on the back, but I didn't on that last one, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and just put the whale tail tab right here, and I'm just going to move it down just a smidge. I don't worry too much about it being even from top to bottom. I just kind of roll with it. Probably put an eyelet on there and some seam binding, and see if this fits in here. Oh no, it's tight. It's tight. Let's see if we can wiggle it. Sometimes you can get a little more landscape by just getting your ruler in there and just kind of opening that up a little bit, as much as is available. Sometimes you can't open it up very much, but let's see if we can get a little bit more. Yeah, that was perfect. So that fits in there like that. Oh, I love it. So again, we'll decorate these. I'll decorate these off camera, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for putting up with me today. I know it was a little bit rough with a foggy brain, recovering from latest sickness. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.